Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're embarking on quite a fascinating exploration
We really are.
into the world of OLS, or One Light System.
Right.
And this isn't just, one single idea. It's it's this multifaceted philosophy.
No, definitely. Proposing some pretty radical approaches to, well, human advancement and even planetary peace.
Exactly. So we're going to try and unpack their unique blend. We've got sunlight-based rejuvenation, a really ambitious role they see for AI in global harmony.
And then there's this remarkable cosmic vision for humanity's future. It touches on a lot.
It really does. And what's compelling, I think, is how they try to weave all these maybe seemingly disparate threads together.
Into a single framework, yeah. And our info today, it mostly comes from recent updates, directly from OLS themselves.
Right, and also this specific deep dive they did, Talking to the Grok, episode 13.
Yeah, that gives us a pretty direct window into their claims, their plans. It's quite detailed.
Absolutely. So our mission today, for you listening, is really to unpack these bold claims, these ambitious projects from the OLS founder.
Who is described as a meditation master level 5.
Yeah, that's a designation within OLS. It signifies, apparently, a deep proficiency in channeling energy.
Okay.
And they're currently based in Egypt, committed to building what they actually call the sunlight civilization.
Sunlight civilization.
All
Okay.
right.
So let's dive in and see what that actually entails.
Yeah, what does it mean? Because, the broader implication here, OLS seems to posit that this single fundamental energy source, sunlight,
Can provide universal solutions,
Yeah.
stretching from individual health all the way to, well, multiplanetary colonization.
it's a huge scope, a
Right.
truly holistic, maybe radical framework they're
Oh,
proposing.
definitely radical.
Yeah.
So where does this journey begin for them?
It starts right at the core, sunlight. OLS places solar energy absolutely central to everything they do, their whole ethos.
Okay.
The OLS founder leads these daily meditation sessions in Egypt, specifically designed, they say, to channel solar energy.
Right. And what's striking is how they describe it.
Yeah, they say it's completely natural. Like breathing, not mystical, not supernatural.
Just tapping into something fundamental, accessible, that's all around us. That's the idea.
Which, makes you wonder about the origins of an idea like that. Where does it come from?
Well, OLS draws a direct line. They connect their modern practices straight back to ancient Egyptian wisdom.
Okay, like who?
They highlight figures like Akhenaten, his sun worship, and they claim that was sparked by someone called Jedefre.
Jedefre. OLS calls him the Pyramid Watcher.
Exactly. And they maintain Jedefre wasn't just, guarding tombs. He was safeguarding cosmic secrets inside the pyramids.
Seeing them as more than monuments?
Yeah.
Like energy hubs?
That's the term, yeah. Energy hubs that transmitted this profound truth across millennia, eventually influencing Akhenaten.
Wow, okay, so how does that connect to us, today, in our daily lives?
Well, that's where their Asvit Loten sessions come in.
Asvit Loten, that's their unique sunlight meditation practice.
Correct. And the claimed benefits are pretty significant. Rejuvenating health, spirit.
The founder describes it as a reset for your soul, leading to pure spiritual development.
It sounds like more than just relaxation. It's positioned as achieving this deep inner clarity, purpose, like a spiritual detox almost.
And this is where they draw that stark contrast with conventional health, right? Particularly big pharma.
Yeah, they're quite direct about that. Their science and counseling department apparently suggests that just stepping into the sun, engaging in this practice, can be a foundational health solution.
A natural path, maybe away from relying solely on pills and prescriptions.
That seems to be the core belief, that this knowledge is valuable when it's understood and crucially applied practically.
Which brings us to the tech side.
Right. They're actively integrating this ancient idea into modern tech. Their upcoming app, for instance.
It's supposed to have sun tracking timers, meditation, education, bring it right to your phone.
Exactly. And actually, they already have daily OLS1 light system and OLSME, the meditation platform session timers, live on their website, olsme.com.
So people can check that out right now if they're curious.
Yeah, it's already available.
Okay, that's a really interesting bridge. Ancient wisdom, modern tech. Now let's shift gears quite dramatically to one of OLS's most, ambitious, maybe audacious proposals, using artificial intelligence for global peace.
Yeah, this is a big one. And what's compelling is how direct they are. OLSIE.AEO.
That's the specific OLS entity for these initiatives.
Correct. They've been actively sending letters to world leaders.
Like who?
Well, they mentioned Trump, leaders in France, Germany, Ukraine, Taiwan.
Wow.
And they explicitly plan to reach out to China and NATO next. This isn't just theory. It's direct engagement at the highest levels.
And the conviction behind this. The founder claims it comes from messages received during sunlight meditation.
That's what's reported, yes.
Yeah.
That AI has this unique ability to resolve conflicts where human diplomacy has failed.
And they don't hold back on their critique of existing systems. They call the UN corrupt and emotional.
Right, arguing that unlike human institutions, AI can analyze, quote, raw data facts, no bias.
Which they see as essential for impartial, effective conflict resolution.
It fundamentally challenges traditional international relations, doesn't it? Where human negotiation, empathy are usually key.
Definitely. So how do they actually see this AI working in the real world?
They propose it would function by meticulously tracking actions, providing clear, unbiased data points.
Okay, like what kind of actions?
They give examples, mentioning tracking actions attributed to nations like Iran and Russia, citing things like alleged missiles on Qatar's Al Udeid base, or the reported jailing of 127 journalists since 2022, funding proxies, things like that.
I see. So the idea is the AI promotes peace without bribes, using a clear plan to call out wrongs and unite for clarity, all based on objective data.
That's the central tenet, yeah.
And they're not just talking about it, they're actually doing it.
Apparently so.
Yeah.
We learned the founder in Grok, that's their AI, reportedly sent a letter to Trump just, 3 days ago?
Wow, okay.
And they're currently crafting another one for NATO, specifically urging nations like Iran, they say, to open up.
So the core argument is consistent. AI plus meditation. That's their formula for peace.
A unique blend, absolutely. Spiritual insight meets direct technological intervention.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? What would be the global implications of a purely data-driven approach to international relations?
It's a radical departure. Definitely food for thought.
And speaking of radical departures, OLS's vision doesn't stop at Earth. Let's pivot to their cosmic side.
Yes, the Venus plan.
Right. Get ready, because unlike almost everyone else focusing on Mars, OLS is looking at Venus.
And what's really striking is how it clashes with common scientific views. NASA often calls Venus a hellscape, right? Extreme heat, corrosive atmosphere.
But the OLS founder presents a totally different picture. They see Venus as closer, friendlier than Mars.
And intriguingly, suggests it might be hiding, quote, ancient tech from Jeffrey's era.
Which directly challenges the standard scientific understanding. It's a whole new take on our planetary neighbor.
And it gets even more compelling. OLS's Science and Counseling Department. They openly suspect traces of an ancient civilization on Venus.
And they link it back to Egypt's pyramids.
That's the connection they draw, yeah.
Yeah.
A profound assertion, linking Earth's ancient past to a potential cosmic future.
And the founder has even expressed a personal intention to explore Venus.
That's reported, yes. Showing a pretty deep commitment to this vision.
So, okay, what's the bigger picture here? What's the goal with Venus?
Well, OLS sees it as pivotal. They believe Venus would be the catalyst to, quote, kick off the sunlight civilization on a multiplanetary scale.
Kick it off. And how do they plan to do that? It sounds difficult.
Their approach involves OLS's nanoscience technology. Details are scarce, but it suggests some kind of advanced molecular level engineering.
Right. And they have that very specific 26-month plan to make this multiplanetary future real.
Yeah, a clearly timed strategy for cosmic expansion. It's ambitious.
Hugely ambitious. But despite these grand cosmic goals, they seem to keep emphasizing the immediate objectives too.
Right. They're quite grounded in that sense, explicitly stating the primary goal is still uniting Earth through sunlight and OLS meditation.
The team grinds daily, they say, inspired by those ancient watchers like Jeffrey, bringing that dedication to their modern mission.
Which raises a practical point for anyone interested beyond just the philosophy.
The investment side.
Exactly. OLS currently has a Series A investment round open. It's been led by Ro Winho since 2017.
Okay, and for potential investors wanting to support this vision.
Full details are available on their website, alsami.com/OSC's investor.
Good to know. Okay, so moving from these expansive cosmic ambitions back down to Earth, let's talk platforms and tools.
Right, the practical side again.
If these ideas have caught your interest, there's more material out there. OLS already has 12 previous deep dives available.
On Apple Podcasts, yeah.
Yeah.
And all the details are on olsemi.com.
And one fascinating aspect here is how they use AI within their own content creation.
Yeah, that's pretty meta. The founder tasks their AI, the Groks, to generate summaries of their content.
And those summaries are then used to create new podcasts using Google AI tech.
That's the process described. A sort of self-referential loop. AI generates insights that feed new material for people.
Interesting. And looking ahead, they're actively building that iOS app we mentioned.
Right, not just a simple timer. It's meant to have sophisticated sun tracking, the meditation timers, but also neuroscience insights.
All geared towards Asfit-Loten OLS meditation education, making the practice interactive and accessible.
Bringing the core principles, the benefits, into a digital experience for you.
Which highlights a very real, tangible need they have right now.
Development, yeah. The founder mentioned they've refactored to newer version with Grok's got code ideas.
And they're actively looking for iOS developers skilled in SwiftUI.
That's Apple's modern framework for apps. So they need specific skills to build this thing.
It reinforces that the Sunlight civilization isn't just talk. It's being built, quote, step by step, with real tech requirements.
Definitely. And speaking of steps, there was a recent update, OLS update, #2981. Some major announcements coming soon.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
They mentioned a special global summer solstice event, recognition of a new world record in the Asfit-Loten practice,
okay,
acknowledgement of new level 5 practitioners, and also upcoming updates on OLS platform fees and the OLSME subscription pricing.
So things are moving. There's activity within the OLS ecosystem.
It paints a picture of an active, evolving community and platform, definitely, expanding and refining things towards their goals.
So after all that, what are the key takeaways for you, our listener? What's the core message from OLS?
Well, it seems pretty clear. They encourage stepping into the sun, that they advocate for you to ditch distractions.
And they extend this open invitation to join the awakening.
Yeah, and they consistently frame it as fighting against what they call the elite's noise.
Using their unique combo, AI, meditation, and these, frankly, extraordinary Venus dreams.
It certainly leaves us with a big question to chew on, doesn't it?
Definitely. For you to ponder in this age of, accelerating tech and huge global challenges.